Hi there, since it's Saturday, by the way, I'm Debbie Hookie. I wanted to bring you a recipe that was super simple and also delicious. I will tell you that in addition to being simple and delicious, it's also nutritiously dense and very inexpensive. So there's a trifecta of benefits on this crock pot curry. I wanted to take a moment and explain about different kinds of lentils. You can find a variety. I have here some small green lentils, and then I have red lentils, and the recipe actually calls for brown lentils. I didn't have brown lentils. I actually don't prefer brown lentils. I will tell you, if you haven't cooked with lentils before, they're super easy and they're very tasty. And they're nutritious. They've got loads of fiber and protein. So I love using them, especially because I'm not a meat eater. Red lentils are my favorite. And the reason I like red lentils is because they hold up their texture the best. If you like a more soupy kind of stew, kind of curry, go with the green or the brown lentils. But if you want some texture, like I do, I would go with the red lentils. All right, so I feel like I'm on the Food Network. This is kind of fun. All right, so now a word about spices. You see a whole bunch of spices out there in front of you. I will tell you that the recipe called for garam masala. I don't even know how to say it. And I purchased some, and I made a batch with this garam masala, and it was good. And then I made a batch with my own combination of spices, and it was fantastic. And so I will tell you that garam masala by itself is not a spice. It's actually a combination of spices. So every brand of garam masala that you get has a little different ratio. And it's impossible to tell if you read the label, what quantities of what. So I will tell you that my garam masala has paprika, chilies, spices, doesn't tell you what, salt, turmeric, garlic, and saffron. Okay, and it looks kind of, obviously you can see the color, so there's clearly a significant amount of paprika in it. When I made my curry, these were the quantities that I used, if you can see that. So it was 2 teaspoons of cumin, 2 teaspoons of, I lifted up turmeric, 2 teaspoons of turmeric, 2 of cumin, 1 of, what is this, paprika, a half teaspoon of cayenne. I like mine pretty spicy, so it has some kick, and ground cinnamon. I will also say that if you look at other forms of other brands of garam masala, a lot of them might have cinnamon in them. Some of them have cloves in them. So there's always kind of the savory spices along with usually some warm aromatic spices. So I liked introducing some cinnamon to my recipe. So that's just what I did. Feel free to do the one shot with garam masala and then it's foolproof. But if you maybe don't have this on hand, how I came up with these spices, by the way, I use Google all the time. I said, what is an equivalent to garam masala? And I got a whole slew of responses. So the other tip I wanted to share with you is red curry paste. It's very potent. Get a good quality brand. And then I will tell you that if you're looking for tomato puree, it's not super obvious. There's a ton of tomato sauce, there's a ton of tomato paste, and certainly diced tomatoes. All of those options are not ideal. Tomato puree is definitely the one to go with. It's very rich and kind of dense, I guess is the best way to describe it. If you can't find tomato puree, the only substitute that I would suggest is tomato paste, and you thin it out a little bit. But I can't promise exactly how much to thin it out because then you'll lose some of the very rich tomato flavor. All right, and then when you dump it all in your crock pot, the recipe suggests that you can modify how much water based upon how soupy you like it. And I will tell you that lentils really absorb a ton of liquid. So you will definitely, if I use this entire can, and then I used about 3/4 of a cup, 3/4 of the can full of water. And then after it all cooked and it was ready to go, I then added about a half a cup or half a can of this low-fat coconut milk. So that's what I did with my lentil curry, and I will tell you it is really yummy. It freezes well. The recipe that I provided is a massive quantity, so I cut it in half. And have fun with it. Experiment. That's how you become a better cook. Enjoy it.